Respect is the most important thing in life. With respect, it can go a long way. What you doing out there anyway? You still going to school? You know what you're going to get out there, don't you? It's full of long, lonely nights, hard days. That what you want?
I'm in it for the money.
How much you get?
Enough.
Yeah, enough. For what?
Sneakers.
Need anything else?
A gun.
What do you need a gun for?
I don't know.
Your host and executive producer, Brandon Green. And today's guest is a Cleveland native from the East Side, Mr. Robert Mahone, who's been incarcerated for 11 years. And, he's going to tell us his story today. World. And I'm your host and executive producer, Brandon Green. And today's guest is a Cleveland native from the East Side. He's been incarcerated for the past 11 years, Mr. Robert Mahone. Hello?
Yeah.
Is he on there? Oh, okay. Yep. Okay, Mr. Mahone, how you doing today, man?
I'm good, man. How you feeling?
Man, man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm blessed, man. Well, we got a few questions for you, so we're gonna get straight to it, man. Welcome to them streets, man. So, man, first we always start out, man, ask our guests, man, how was it for you growing up, man?
Man, just before I dive into that, man, I appreciate you, man, for having me, man. But life wasn't always bad, man. It still ain't bad. My story might not be too much different though, man. But I came from like a 2-parent household, man, family oriented. You know what I'm saying? Big family. Life happened, man. I just come from an era, man. Like I came from how can I say it? Like I came from like an era where it was just transitioning to the social media thing. So it's still outside, man. Like people still communicated, man. It wasn't all the social this and that. Life wasn't bad, man. It wasn't bad coming up.
Okay, so growing up in Cleveland, where you from, man? What you say you grew up in a two-parent household. Family oriented. It wasn't bad, but what led you to the streets?
I think it's coming up in age, man. You always, just because I came from a 2-parent household, it don't necessarily mean I was urged away or hid from the streets. Like it always been around me, So it was always there. And I came up where they was kind of hiding from me, and that kind of pushed you farther into the streets when you finally get to it. So it was just life, man. Growing up, the people that you meet along the way, and just that being young, man. I feel like you got something to prove, and it led me to a bumpy road, man.
Okay, yeah, that's like you said, that's the story of many, man. It was right there, but like I say, and them trying to hide it, it made you run even closer to it. So, how old were you when you first had a brush with the law?
Probably 12. Yeah, man, I had a
Okay,
brush with the law, man. I was 12, man. Stolen cars back in the day. You know how we used to do it. About to say, and yeah, that was pretty much my introduction, man, to it.
yeah, that's the introduction to many the stolen cars or the fiend rentals or G rides like they call them up my way. Did you do any juvenile time?
Yeah, I actually did. Uh, I did 6 months, man, when I was 13, entering 14, and then basically from the time I was 15 to about 20 days before my 18th birthday, I did like 2 years. So from 15 to 17, like I was locked up.
Man, so looking back on that, like right now, and how old are you right now for our listeners?
I'm 30, man. Turned 30
Okay,
this
so
month.
you 30. Okay, so like looking back on it, as I was asking you, like, could you can you see now where that was kind of shaping you for what was to come, those juvenile bids, or not really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it conditioned us on. And then it made us feel like, man, like, just being in the streets, man, it wasn't really too much, no consequences. You go do a robbery or shooting, they give you 2, 3, 4 years, man. And, you get back out. And it's sad to say it, but my culture was like, you go do some time as a juvenile, come home to man. So it was like, it really wasn't no consequences. Okay, at that point in time. And when you turn 18, it's a different ball game. So yeah, life get real, man. It
So
definitely
for
changed
some of
me.
these, yeah, so for some of these juveniles, man, that's in the juvenile system they may be able to hear this and hear you speak, man. It may be in the DYS or Indian River, one of the many juvenile prisons. What would you tell some of them right now before they even done something to cross over and come into the adult system?
Man, once you cross over, man, this shit a monster, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? The same thing that you would do, man, as a juvenile, man, you come as dark, man, they liable to take your life out, man. You know what I'm saying? And these people ain't playing with you. It's just a different time and era, man. And, prison ain't what you think. Like, you know what I'm saying? How you see on the movies, you know what I'm saying? What the big homies might tell you or what you think. Like, it's going, it ain't going, man. This shit miserable. You around a living dead every day. You know what I'm saying? And you around people, man, that dictate your life, man, in a sense, man. Around people that you would never even speak to. And it's a humbling experience, man. This shit ain't for nobody, man. Yeah, keep on playing. Your ass gonna be down here.
Man, so that was definitely valuable information. So let's kind of like rewind back. Now of course, like you say, when you're 12, you started to get in trouble. You caught some time. What was some of the jewels that your mom or your dad gave you? They didn't even know you made a mistake and got locked up, but it still stuck with you and even helped you even being in these situations.
Yeah, man. So my mom and my dad, grandmother, little brothers, got big family, man. They always love me, man, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like so. The love was there. The foundation was there. You know what I'm saying? And like my mom, she nurtured me, man. I said, what is my grandmother, man? And, they showed nigga what love really was, man. But pops, man, I took at the time, I thought I was taking stuff for granted, man. When you used to speak to me, you always tell me something, man. Oh, rob this, rob that, man. Rob this, and man, this, that. And I used to think that shit was coming in one area, going out the other, until you get in a situation. You be like, damn, man. Like my pop told me that, my pop told me that, my pop told me that. He was trying to tell me a lot of things about the streets. He was just keeping me around him. I think like he had stores and stuff like that. So it was just he taught me how to read people, man, and just the listen more than I actually talk, man, and observe. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why I'm kind of more so like quiet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really stand office, but it can come off like that. It was just, you know what I'm saying, to be quiet, man, and listen and observe, man. And, you know, that came from my pops and, you know, a couple of big cousins, you know, and just gave me the gift, man, to be able to read, man, and read people, you know what I'm saying, the energy, body language, and, you know, that kept me alive, man.
For sure, for sure. Now, we know now, you know, in your bio, it said that, you know, you've been down for 11 years. I don't know if that's your full sentence or you close to going home, but whatever the case is, what led up to, you know, you coming over to the adult system with this type of time?
Man, decisions, man. It's still taking, man. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know, like you know, I ain't choosing the path. Like you know, I'm trying to do both. Be in the streets, man. Still going to school, man, and you know, do right. But you got to choose, man. And that's it led me down this path, man. The wrong decisions, man. And around the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I couldn't see it. You know what I'm saying? People that I would have gave my life for. In the sense, I did, man. I'm sitting down right now, you know, with a 22-year stretch, man. God willing, man, I go ahead and, you know, get his time back, man. But I've been gone 11, and yeah, man. Hopefully, man, 2 more to go. But yeah, right now, what's on that paper is me coming home at 41. Came here when I was 19.
Man, that's deep right there. So what's some of the lessons that you have learned over this course of this 11 years?
You have 1 minute remaining.
I think the most important is patience, man. You know what I'm saying? And just trust. You got to trust the process. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't force everything. Well, at least I believe I can't force everything. Some things got to just come, like, organically, man. It got to come naturally. Like, you can't rush it, man. Every time I done rushed it did something, man, it ain't never go right. So, you know, patience, man, and that's what this had gave me, man. A greater patience. And not necessarily patience on just sitting back, waiting on stuff to happen, but patience in knowing timing. You know what I'm saying? When is the right time to try something, to pursue something, man. So, you know, it just, yeah, I'm steady learning. It ain't never with you.
Okay, well, we got a few more questions for you if you can call back. And, okay, this is them Streetz podcast, Voices of the Underworld, and we will be back momentarily with Mr. Mahone. This is them Streetz podcast, Voices of the Underworld, and we're back with Mr. Mahone.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Mr. Mahone, so before the break, man, you know, one of the things you spoke about is, you know, family and the big family and love and support that you know that you grew up in, all the, you know, the love and all that. So, what does it mean to have family support while being incarcerated?
You know, like what they say, the old saying, man, I might be paraphrasing. They say, man, you choose your own family. That's at the end of the day, like, you know, all the support that I get ain't necessarily blood, man. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't just family, man. You know, like as during this time, you know, one thing I have learned, man, people faces and things change, man. So, you know, like I done outgrow certain people, man, that even is blood. So, you know, like the people that I do have around me, man, like, you know, they require the most out of me, man, but the most is the best. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? They got expectations. You feel me? So it give me something to live up to, man. It's motivation. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they pull the best out of me, man. They uplift me, man. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we all had them days, man, incarcerated where you don't want to deal with people, though, but you know what I'm saying? When you better pick up that phone, man, and call, you might put that smile on your face, man, or, you know, send that picture, or, you know, whatever it may be, man. It just uplift your spirit, man. It just be the strength, man, to keep on striving, man. So, yeah, that support, man, is fundamental, man, and it's essential, man. You know, so, yeah.
Okay, so being one of the guys that's fortunate, you know, whether, like you say, it's blood or family that you done, you know, made, you know, you consider them family now. What would you tell a guy who may not be as blessed and have that type of support? What's some of the things he could do to be able to get through the time?
like I said, man, you make your family at the end of the day. Don't get me wrong, like man, like jail is it's a beast, man. But you know, it is still a handful of people, man. That's decent, man. That's saying they got good attention, So you can always network, man. And you one of them people, man, that kind of even need that support. And I believe everybody do, but some people they thrive a little better on their own. So you is a person, man, that do need it, man. Choices, decisions, man. How you do your time when you do get people, man, around you, man. Don't run them off, man. Just be grateful, man, for what you do have.
Okay, yeah, that's 100 right there. So, you also spoke on, basically like you kind of in the era where, y'all was still outside, but the social media, all that stuff was coming about. So, what's your take on it in the sense of the entertainment, the rap, real versus the fake?
Uh, Man, I think it is what you make it. Yes, and at the end of the day, I think a lot of people, man, they get on there and live life, man, that they want to live, in real life. It that make any sense. Um, I don't really like it, man, but if you using it for like, advertisement of your business and, to uplift people, then yeah, but people get on there, man, and that's all that they live. Like what I'm saying, like you living in basically a virtual reality. I'm saying I don't really necessarily agree with it though, man. Like dudes, like I was talking to my best friend, man, and he was telling me like she'd be out somewhere and see a dude, and they locking eyes, and he's telling her and won't say nothing. And he'll wait till you get home somewhere where they ain't around each other and get on the internet, hit her on the ground with her DO and try to shoot. Like I think man, it take that human interaction, man, away from people, man. It take that power away, man. And, that ain't no good thing to me, but they each his own. Some people like it. They love it, they enjoy it. I can't really get into it, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure, I feel that. So now, you not so much young no more. So, you come across these 18 and 19 and 20-year olds, and I'm pretty sure that some of them gravitate towards you. A lot of them maybe because of who you are and who you were, what they may have heard. What do you tell some of these dudes that may be lost in this system?
We lost in the system, man. But I run across some dudes, man. I usually try to. I see. You got to know your audience, man. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, you can't pull up, man, and try to preach. That shit going one and come out the other. You know what I'm saying? So some people you may be able to pull up and give a book. You feel me? Or get some of the stuff that you've been taught. You know what I'm saying? Or I've been taught like along the way. You know what I'm saying? But others, man. Like I learned, man, that life, man, that humble is all. Sometimes, man, a person got to bump their head a couple times, man, especially if it ain't super like detrimental. You know what I'm saying? To they will bend, but they got to bump their heads, man, to learn. You know what I'm saying? So you can tell them, son. Like I was telling you, my father always told me some stuff, and I thought it was going one come out the other. I wasn't trying to hear the shit at the time, but when it happened to me, I'm like, damn, man, my pops is trying to tell me this. Like, you know what I'm saying? So some people they just gotta live and learn, man. 'Cause shit, I'm the best example of it. And if I can steer you from making the wrong turns I did, then yeah, I'm a shoot for it. But everybody ain't gonna accept it. So yeah, I learned, man, to accept people who they is, man. But that don't mean
Oh,
give up on them. Yeah.
right, right. I like how you put it. Like you got to know your audience.
Yeah.
So, but listen, man, as we come to a close here, man, like we could kind of cut you off earlier. Apologies for that, but we appreciate you, taking your time and calling in, giving us your story. And is it anything that you want to say in closing? Shout out to anybody, whatever, before we go.
Yeah, man, just shout out, man, to the people, man, that haven't gave up on me, man. Family, love brothers, man, mama, grandma, you know what I'm saying? And, I'm still fighting, man. I'm here, man. And, I'm gonna utilize this time the best I can, man. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I appreciate y'all for having me, though.
Okay, man. Well, this was Mr. Mahone from Cleveland, Ohio, and this is them Streets podcast, Voices of the Underworld, and we coming to another close. 100.